gotta record a video. Giddy up, so here we go.
Joseph Candy.
Guys, I'll be right back. Okay, I'm not actually eating anything. But anyway, guys, today we are going to talk about 5 amazing Christian video game projects that got canceled. Okay, so anyway, a lot of Christian games come and a lot of Christian games go. A lot of people have great ideas and they want to turn them into life, but unfortunately what I see again and again and again and again is that these games don't have the funding that it takes to be able to make it to a higher development stage. So some of these games they're getting ready to tell you have made it pretty far. Some of them haven't made it that far at all. So let's go ahead and dive into this list together while we talk about 5 amazing Christian video game projects that got canceled. Number 5 is Bible Chronicles: The Call of Abraham. So this is an open world RPG, probably action video game, based on the story of Abraham's life as and after he leaves his homeland to go to the land that God promised him. So basically, it's set in ancient times. Based on the trailer, I see it's going to be a lot of like outdoors adventures. It's got a lot of greenery, a lot of mountainous terrain, stuff like that. It looks pretty interesting, but the interesting thing is that the story is told through the eyes of an Elamite who joins Abraham. So basically this game ranges from areas like Egypt all the way to Mesopotamia. Unfortunately, when this game hit Kickstarter, it only reached 200 backers and was not able to reach the aim for $50,000. This was going to be released on, I think, like PC, as well as Xbox One and 360 and PlayStation 3 and 4, but it never made that far. I think one of the things that really hurt this game was that the trailer, it had like a little like alpha trailer. Of course, it was before like budgeted development, but I feel like the trailer had really bad frame rate. But I don't know if it made some people wonder, did they really want to budget for this? It looked like a pretty interesting concept. I think it would have had a lot to show for it, but unfortunately, this is actually one of the highest budgeted, I feel like, out of the games in this list, but it still didn't reach enough money to make it to the next stage. If this game is as good as the music, then what am I doing with my life? Fakest cry ever. Number 4 is Rise of the King. Rise of the King is a survival, third-person action-adventure game set in a large, icy world. Basically, the storyline is centered around the son of a leader in the area goes missing and your job is to find him. So this brings on the gameplay elements of, for example, it's got puzzle solving. So you basically solve a mystery, you're trying to hunt down some person. But it also has lots of survival elements mixed in with it, as well as combat inside of this game. So the combat looks very, very, very difficult. One of the hard things about this game is there are no potions to be able to heal yourself. So you've got to be able to master the art of combat, to be able to dodge blows perfectly and then time your blows perfectly. According to the creator of the game, it's kind of similar to the combat in Dark Souls, if you're familiar with that, which I wasn't really, but I was able to get kind of a little bit of the idea from the trailer. Now, one cool thing about this game is actually that the trailer got some pretty big reaction when it was released on several trailer channels on YouTube. One of them got, I think, over 800,000 views. Now, a lot of people are criticizing this because they said the graphics were not living up to modern standards, but obviously this was a game they're making in their spare time. I still think the graphics to me were literally amazing. Honestly, the best out of this whole list. They blew me away. They were never able to reach their funding budget. So basically, the group behind this game has moved on to develop the game that I mentioned on the channel before. They're still under development. Kindred Unlikely Companions. I've been able to get in touch with the developer. He's a really cool guy, and I do hope to see some more content coming out on this game as well as the other ones soon. Hey, buddy, you. Oh, it's wolves! I will help you with my fist of fury. Maybe I'll just continue the video. Number 3, Rebel Planet Orion. So Rebel Planet Orion is the first game in a series that a group called Rebel Planet Games was going to be created. They're the same group who developed a Christian video game by the title of Axis Adventures Truth Seeker, which actually I am playing through that game right now and do plan on doing a review very, very, very soon. So basically, this is a very interesting game, and that is set in ancient times before the flood, as you are this main character, and basically the trailer, and from what I've read online, doesn't give a whole lot of details about the game. But apparently, from what I've seen, you as a player are aware that the world is under a curse of sin, and you go on some type of hunt, realizing that you're different from everybody else, and you try to follow God and be different from the world. So obviously, it doesn't give us a whole lot of details, but I do see this is an RPG game with lots of action, battle elements. It does look a little bit better than Axis Adventures. The graphics are kind of mediocre. I wouldn't really say they're that amazing. Of course, this is like the trailer was really old, so it had bad video quality. So obviously, this was definitely not AAA quality. It did have a little bit to show for itself. I am pretty disappointed that it didn't make it to the next level, though. I'm not exactly sure what happened with the project. I did try to get in touch with the creators, never got a response back. So I'm not sure what's the status on this game. I'm almost for sure it's basically been abandoned at this point. One interesting thing about this game, though, is that it did have dinosaurs in it. I love games with dinosaurs. Oh, man.
Young people these days, that young man in that video game needs to get a haircut really, really badly.
Yeah, but so do you. Number 2 is Tribulation Knights. So guys, this is actually one of the ones in the list that I was most disappointed to see abandoned. Now this is a stealth-based third-person adventure game that was in development and I think was abandoned in the early 2010s, so really not that long ago. So basically the story of this game is based around a group called Tribulation Knights. You are a member of the group and your job is to keep Christians in the world safe from their enemies in the Great Tribulation. So obviously this game is, I don't really know a whole lot about it. The graphics look really well developed, the maps look pretty decent, and I don't really know a lot about it though. Apparently it's supposed to be very, very like mild, not having a lot of violence. It might be a lot of like stealth, trying to avoid detection by the enemies. I'm not really sure, but it looks like a really cool concept. Like I said, we don't know much about it. I do see like this game appears that it's set in some kind of post-apocalyptic world design. There's also one cool thing about this game is that it has a lot of NPC interaction, so you can actually chat and talk with NPCs. But anyway, overall, we don't know a lot about this game, and it was pretty sad to see it abandoned. Wait, what? What is this dance? What does this have to do with the game? I don't get it. Number 1 is Genesis OpenWorld RPG. So this game is a mobile survival game advertised as a mix of elements from Minecraft and Prince of Persia. However, you mix the two of those together. So basically, this game has a very unique form of gameplay that allows you to almost have a Minecraft feel in that you can collect rocks, obviously to a much better graphical level than Minecraft, but you can haul them in carts and you can use those to build buildings and even cities, apparently, from what I heard in the Kickstarter video. But also this game has a lot of exploration of ancient civilizations in the ancient world and lots of cool stuff like that. It seems to have different variety in scenery, different variety and, you know, unique looks and stuff like that. So overall, I think for a mobile game, the graphics in this game were looking very good. Obviously, it wasn't living up to like PS4 standards or anything, but the graphics looked really good for a mobile game. I was very impressed. And overall, I think this game would have had a lot to show for itself. One thing also is that this is a free will game, so you do have the ability to be able to make your own choices, whether good or bad choices. And then if you make bad choices, you can actually go to the temple and sacrifice for them to make up for the bad choices that you made. I think that's a really interesting concept. Overall, I'm pretty disappointed to see this game fail. I think it would have been really cool to have a mobile game to this level that honestly probably could have lived up to the standards of a lot of mainstream mobile games that have been released. Wait, why are you guys so sad? I mean, look at all them. Oh, I know why. Because the game never made it through Kickstarter. That's why. So anyway, guys, that is my 5 list of 5 Christian games that I was sad to see go under. There are others that have gone under. There's one called Maya Ben by the creators of Nikai and Isles of Derek, but I wasn't really able to find a lot of information of that. That's why it's not on this list. But overall, I'm really disappointed to see this list of games not make it past Kickstarter, but maybe we'll see some of them revive. I don't know. So anyway, I'd love to hear what you guys think. Go ahead and shoot me down in the comments below. And with that, don't be a stranger. I'll see you guys around.